This is KGW News at noon.
It was a text message this morning from my daughter, and it was absolutely horrifying. That's one of the worst moments of my entire life, but the best phone call I got was saying that they were okay. I'm glad that they're okay.
That parent is talking about the shooting at her child's high school this morning. It happened in the town of Perry, Iowa, about 40 miles outside of Des Moines. Police say the suspect died, but not before injuring multiple people. It all happened on the first day back for school from winter break. Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Drew Carney. That shooting started exactly around 7:30 this morning. Local police there in Iowa arriving less than 10 minutes later. A spokesperson for the sheriff's department says 2 people were taken to a nearby hospital with gunshot wounds, but we still don't know how many victims there are altogether or what their conditions are. The Associated Press reports that investigators believe the suspect died after taking their own life.
We hear he's down. You can go out, and I run, and you can just see glass everywhere, blood on the floor. I get to my car, and they're taking a girl out of the auditorium who had been shot in her leg.
This is a story we'll continue to follow throughout the afternoon. Police in Iowa, meanwhile, are planning to hold another news conference a little bit later today. Before we get to some of today's local headlines, we do want to check in with Rod Hill standing by. Rod, taking a look at Timberline right now. Lots more snow there this week than we saw even last week, and I know there is more to come.
They have a base of 30 inches now. Doesn't sound like much, but this year,
I didn't know how excited I should be about that, Rod.
That's huge. Let's be excited, right? Why not? We picked up 3, 4, 5 inches over the past 24 hours up on the mountain. And yeah, at least looking at the day parking lot, which is pretty packed, we've got some decent snow right there up at 6,000 feet. They're in the upper 20s. Pass level temperatures have jumped. Now that's good news for travel because it means the highways are back to just being wet. I mean, there's a government camp now just approaching 38 degrees. That was snow covered earlier this morning, but now that looks to be in good shape. Snow level overall is going to hold around 4,000 feet this afternoon. Here's the radar. We still got snow showers and rain showers out across the east. As we expected here on the west side, the rain has broken up and we're looking at decreasing scattered showers. And I think hour by hour we will see fewer and fewer showers as we progress through the afternoon hours. Here's Chinook Winds Casino Resort in Lincoln City. With that said, clearly getting some showers right now on the lens. It's mild though. It's 53 degrees. Downtown Portland cloudy. 46 degrees. Down in Salem, it's in the upper 40s, so there will be some 50s around the valley this afternoon. There's not much wind. The wind is generally south-southwest to about 10 miles per hour. The latest on the Arctic air mass, a big storm including heavy mountain snow with a system tomorrow night into Saturday. All of that's coming up in my complete weather forecast, Drew.
All right, Rob, more from you coming up here in about 10 minutes, but we do want to pass along this missing person report right now from Portland Police. So they're asking for help to find 88-year-old Shirley Piquet. Police tell us she has advanced dementia. They say she left her home near Southeast 167th and Main in the Centennial neighborhood at around 6:30 last night. And they believe she rode a TriMet bus to a stop near Northeast 122nd and Halsey. Police say Shirley was wearing a black jacket and sweatpants and was also carrying a bag of clothes. If you see her, call 911. Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue, meanwhile, confirms that the man shot and killed near Horning's hideout in North Plains this week was a TVFNR firefighter, 47-year-old Lieutenant Carl Horning. Last night, flags at TVFNR fire stations flew at half-staff in his honor. His family owns Horning's hideout. It's a popular wedding and event venue there in Washington County. And investigators say his older brother, Robert Horning, is a person of interest in this case. Deputies detained Robert the day of the shooting on Tuesday, but later released him. So far, they've made no arrests. Civil court documents suggest family members have been recently fighting over control of that property. Meanwhile, the mother of a man who was shot and killed by Portland police outside of a shopping mall 2 days after Christmas says she still has questions about what led up to that shooting. Here's KGW's Alma McCarty with more.
On December 27th, around 3:30 p.m., 3 Portland police officers fired their guns, shooting and killing 33-year-old Tyrone Johnson.
This was not deserved. He didn't deserve this. He was a human. They took a human life.
Surveillance video from a nearby business shows Johnson running through the parking lot that afternoon as patrol cars arrive. PPB received reports that a suspect in a previous robbery was shoplifting at the Mall 205 Target. At the time, investigators said the use of deadly force happened after a confrontation with Johnson, but declined to elaborate further.
They want to talk about public safety. Where is the safety for my son?
Detectives released a black and white photo of a firearm found at the scene, but they still haven't said whether Johnson displayed the gun or fired it.
I'm just asking I want answers. That's all I want.
A week later, as loved ones light candles in his memory, Johnson's mother, Tanya Portis, says the circumstances surrounding her son's death remain unclear.
They go through all this training. Where was the training? Where was the rubber bullets? Where was the taser? Where was the non-lethal stuff? Why did you have to automatically just pull out your gun and start shooting my son?
Portland police have not yet released the names of the officers involved. At this time, they remain on administrative leave as the investigation continues.
It ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody messes up here and there. I don't know if I don't know. It's not making sense about my brother.
My son deserves peace and respect. He was a child, and he's always going to be my child, regardless if he's here or not.
In Southeast Portland, Alma McCarty, KGW News.
A new substance abuse treatment center is coming to Portland's Central East Side. Now, the exact location of the center won't be released until the sale is final, but reports show the building sits off Southeast 16th and Burnside. KGW's Blair Best is covering this story for us.
On the outskirts of Portland's Central East Side is a neighborhood in the midst of an identity crisis.
On this other side of the train tracks in Southeast, it's really startling to see how much a difference the city can look within just a few blocks.
Angelica lives where industrial turns residential and where homelessness and addiction is common.
I've been out here going on 25 years.
You can't just make it go away by just burying your head in the sand.
I think that people who are houseless need to feel safe too.
Local leaders are now looking to her neighborhood to open a treatment center. Together, the state, city, county, and Central City Concern, a Portland-based nonprofit, are working to purchase a building there to provide 70 treatment beds and temporary housing for people experiencing substance use disorders. And they did this in less than 2 weeks. Now, the exact location of the center isn't being released until the sale is final, but we've been told, and reports show, that it's this building off the corner of Southeast 16th and East Burnside. For years, the building has been a hostel and somewhat of a community staple.
I've seen people go there to go dancing. They have poetry slams. They have things like that. So it's I think we are going to lose something.
Yet Portland will gain another much-needed option for addiction treatment.
Well, I know we can use more. The ones that they have now are just usually overcrowded waiting lists.
Good. People can get into it.
I want to know what the long-term goal is and how we can benefit these individuals, because it's do we have social workers? Do we have case managers? Do we have healthcare professionals to kind of help people through this process?
Central City Concern will run the program. It will be staffed 24/7 and referral-based. People can stay in treatment up to 4 months. There will also be transitional housing options. They declined to comment further, saying additional information will be released late next week.
I just want the city to actually kind of have a plan, not just build centers and say, we did it.
Blair Best, KGW News.
Also making news today, starting on January 16th, Portland Fire and Rescue will change how it responds to overdose calls downtown. They're going to launch a 6-month pilot program out of Station 1 in Old Town. The special response vehicle will be staffed by an EMT paramedic and an EMT basic and will run Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Portland Fire and Rescue says over the course of 2023, they responded to nearly 7,000 overdose calls, and a third of those happened around downtown. Blair Best is also digging into this program for us, and we'll have an update starting at 4 o'clock. Gresham Semiconductor Company, Microchip Technology, just got $72 million to help expand its footprint in East Multnomah County. Oregon Senators Ron Wyden and Jeff Merkley made the announcement about this today. That grant money comes as part of the CHIPS Act, signed into law back in 2022. The money will be used to expand Microchip's Gresham facility, which will add an estimated 600 jobs. By expanding that facility, Microchip says it will be able to double its ability to make chips that power cars, defense technology, and other technology that we use in our day-to-day lives.